Hey there. I just finished a poem today and I thought it would be really cool to video and share it. It's called Fear. It's a woman's perspective. So I hope you enjoy it. People ask, what do you fear? It used to be heights or spiders. But as we mature, we learn the nature of these things are innate. As we experience life, our perception changes. The more I know, the more I grow. As I elevate through adulthood, perspective becomes clearer. What I fear is men. I fear the lies they whisper to get what they desire. I fear their motivations. I fear their selfish narcissism. The way even the good ones look at women like some inanimate display case. I fear the googling eyes and catcalls while out in public or with my child, never knowing if one will try to get uncomfortably close. I fear the platonic friendships that even after all these years, he's thinking about you naked and would take advantage if given the chance. I fear the way he desires to use her for his own gain. I fear the drinks he buys me, liquid persuasion, because he values my body more than my mind. I fear the way his mouth tastes, like old food and bad habits, and pretending like I don't taste it. I fear the false sense of security he convinces her of when he begs her to be his. I fear the way he wants to own me, the way he wants to take so much time in my life. I fear the job advancement I'll miss by spending my time on him instead of learning. I fear the friends and hobbies I'll lose because now I have to compromise, which means accommodating to his friends and hobbies. I fear because every time he touches me, it's because he wants something more. I fear the way he is jealous when I am friendly with other people. I fear the misunderstandings, the arguments, and his testosterone-fueled aggression that boils into a full-blown rage. I fear the day he grabs my soft curves with his fist and jiggles them because he's started to criticize my shape. I fear the way he'll hyper-focus on my minor imperfections to justify his desire to stray with someone only slightly younger or slimmer. I fear that after all his pleading and convincing, breaking down my stubborn independence, that he will be the cause of the ending. I fear being convinced to move in together and losing my autonomy, becoming his personal chef and maid, while my business pursuits are left on the back burner, even though I am better educated than he. I fear him using my money for his own interests and draining my savings by doubling my expenses. I fear stagnation, lack of fulfillment, and boredom. I fear someone in my space, always talking, their vibrations always interrupting my empathy. Sometimes when he touches me, I close my eyes and pretend he isn't there because I don't want to be in that present moment. I pretend it isn't happening. I fear a lifetime of obligatory sexual performance that feels more like a chore than excitement. I fear him tricking me into pregnancy so he can keep me. Use my body, stall my life, slow me down, then criticize when I'm not as fast or as fit as I was before. I fear that no matter how hard a woman tries to please her man, he will get bored and unappreciative. I fear the shattering disappointment as her world falls apart when he cheats and he throws her away like yesterday's trash. I fear him keeping the house like so many times before, and despite her good faith, she is left on the curb with nothing, sleeping in her car and on friends' couches. I fear losing everything I've worked hard to accumulate when he takes my belongings. Clothes, computers, my grandmother's jewelry. He leaves me with nothing. I fear the way he will slander me to friends, my job, my family, anything for him to gain control. He will manipulate and isolate to soothe his bruised ego. I fear the mental and emotional anguish after being deceived, robbed, used, and thrown away. The crippling blow to confidence and motivation that takes years to recover. And in the end, what was all the heartache for? Some conversation, some dinners out, a roommate, sexual activity? None of these are things you couldn't do yourself or without intense and stifling commitment. Alone is quiet. It is efficient, productive. I make my own rules. I keep the money I earn. I adopt pets, take bubble baths. I shelter myself from the lurking, hunting energy of men on the prowl, because in the end, they are wolves who only want to consume you.